There's a saying, and that saying says, the child that believes they can and the child that believes they cannot are both right. Both of them are right. So Roland Martin puts up this chart and it said, black people's victims. He's right. And it's going to continue to be that way when he sells that to all the people who are following him. And then when you got Patrick Bet-David over here saying they just need to get their mindset right and their vibratory frequency right, and they can win. They can win in this game. He's right. You don't have to stay there. But once you come out of your victimhood state, you can win. He's right. Roland Martin won. That's why he was asking him that question. How is it that you got rich when all these other black people can't do it? Well, because you in a different mindset. Roland about getting his money. Roland about getting up out the neighborhood when the neighborhood is not serving him. That's why. I have some comments. I want to make sure I get to them. This is a year ago. Why wait till now? Was this a year ago? Let me see. Yeah. Well, this just came up and it's apropos now. It's still in style. That's why I wanted to do it, because this was a big deal. At least in my feed. I don't know, maybe not in your time feed, but in mine it was. So, but thank you for saying that. There's no victimhood when there is no wrong being done. If there are obstacles in people's pathways, logically, a sense of being wronged or being a victim is their reality. I believe in affirmation. Thank you, Noon 5. All right? That's on point. Now, here's the deal. What Patrick Bet-David is saying is that people are putting things in their mind to cause themselves to be a victim. And as I said to you, that couple that said, I'm going to get one of my Albion friends to come in here. Okay, because they had knowledge. And they're not the only ones that would be taken advantage of. People who take advantage of people, they don't care really about your skin color. They'll take advantage of other people too. So what has happened is, when you have knowledge about what you're supposed to get and what's going on in your life, then you know how to take steps and maneuver around what's coming at you. And that's exactly what that couple did. So you got to, give kudos to them. But Diva, there's a lot of people who didn't get it. Okay, going back to this right here. Now I'm ready to upset some people. These are the universal laws. Once again, we do have the beginner law book. You can find that also on UNARepublic.com. Universal laws say there are no victims. Law of correspondence. There are no victims. And what does that mean? That when you see somebody receiving an energy, it's because they put out an energy to receive it. The universe only returns what is put out. Okay, the universe doesn't just give something happenstance. That's another law in universal laws. Nothing is happenstance. Law of cause and effect. If you are receiving an energy, it's because you put that energy out. And that's the biggest thing. So I'm going to go back to this when I said there is a lack of knowledge about the true history of what happened in this land that we call North America. There were melanated people who were in control first. The same thing in South America. As a matter of fact, if you go down to Argentina, they will tell you clearly that it was run by melanated people, Moors, darker than me. They got it in their museums. They don't hide it where like they do here in North America. It's hidden in North America, but in South America, they tell you right out, oh yeah, it was Moors that ran this place. They got it in their emblems. This is in Argentina, where I lived for 7 years. So what I'm saying to you is that originally there were melanated people that ran the land of North America. As a matter of fact, the United States of America was founded by melanated folks, Moors. And they based the Constitution off the Constitution of the original people that were in the land who were melanated. So then when we talk about the other melanated people that were coming into the land, these were Moors. And they were bringing in Albion slaves, children who had been kidnapped from their land. These are the facts. Martin didn't talk about that. He just talked about, we went through slavery. Wait a minute. How did that happen? That's why we got to get into these laws. How did it happen where melanated people ended up going into slavery? I talked about this in the last session about how women did dirt. Well, now we're talking about how melanated people did dirt. When you put an energy out, it must come back. You cannot enslave all these Albions. See, everybody want to talk about how all those black people get over here on the slave ships when melanated people are already here. You should be asking how so many of them get over here. Well, they was being brought in as slaves by the Barbary companies. So that's why we had the Barbary treaties. And then you got to start recognizing what's not being told to you when you read this stuff about history. Because it was also your original people, your brown people, who was enslaving the Albions. So this is what I'm saying is, you all are thinking that when we say slavery, it had only to do with melanated people. It didn't. And that's the problem, because Albions don't know. They'll tell you, the white people was indentured servants, when that's not the truth. They were full-fledged, 100% slaves. Kidnapped as children, mostly. And then you had the so-called daughters of the American Revolution. Those were concubine. What does that mean? They were concubine to the Moors, whereby the Moors would put them in what they call bathhouses, and they would just go in and out of the bathhouses and rape them at will. That was your daughters of American Revolution. Yeah, they were originally the slaves or the female concubine to the Moors, melanated men.